Hello miners, and this is the third Twosun video for the weekend. This is the Twosun TS193. And so Twosun's one of those companies, it's kind of a fun company. We looked at the 298, which in model numbers came after the 193, but the 193 just got released. So Twosun kind of does this little thing where I think they award the design to the artist, the designer, and then they just don't get around to building it. So this is a Mazwan Mokhtar design, and Mazwan is a very popular designer with Twosun, and he's got a certain style, and one of his popular knives is known as the orca, kind of like a killer whale, and this one kind of similar to that, kind of a Borncliffe sheep's foot, if you will, and this has a blade finish that I have never seen before. It's almost like this thing is coated with diamond dust, but I think it was placed in a really small media, tumbled for a long time, and you get this finish on here, and this is D2. Like I said, unlike anything I've ever seen before. So very cool blade design, and it's a button lock. Now if you get a Twosun button lock, probably any one, you guys might complain about button stick. Well, this one didn't have it, but I have had some, and when they do stick, just keep on playing with it, just keep on working it. I think that stick does go away. Button locks aren't too hard to take apart. I did take a Twosun TS193 apart, put it back together when I was kind of a rookie. Still am kind of a rookie, and I got it back together correctly. So don't be afraid to take your knife apart. This has some pockets on the inside. It's got a pretty cool groove. I had that on my Wii Mini Buster. You can see that backspacer with that groove. Mazwan does is a pocket clip there. He kind of likes the what do you want to call that? You know, the ball on there, and then the screw for this you would have to get from the inside. There's a milling on the titanium. It provides very good jimping. We got milling around the edges here. We have a very nice length backspacer. Very light knife for the size. Very nice action. Good finger deployment. Thumb stud is a little bit tough for me. And what do we got? There's his maker's mark, if you guys can see that. So I do like this with the flipping, and it's what it looks like when you get her down to cut with. Speaking of cutting, let's see how. Yes, that felt. Oh, this feels so good. Guys, I am not kidding, right? These, I've had 3 knives, all from the factory, super sharp. Just love it. Just love it. So, okay, we've got a little bit of a finger choil, a little move forward position here if you want. You can kind of do all kinds of gripping. This is a big blade. So let's go ahead and bring out my Kaiser Towser K for comparison. And hopefully, if you guys don't have a Towser K, you should pick one up. They're very nice knives, very useful knives. And you can see these are both doing what the handle does is it goes up. Here's your blade, and then it goes and makes room for your hand. And they're both doing that. This one's a liner lock. Very satisfied with the action on that. But this one actually wins. You just push a button and that sucker falls. And it's a little bit, I can't really tell here. Looks good enough for me. You don't have to worry about cutting yourself with that edge. So, what are these run-ins, Rusty? I think these are in that like 120, 130 range, and you can get them from the factory after they've been anode. So you can get the colored versions, and they're going to cost you $10 or $15 more. So that's about all I got on this one. Do love the pocket clip on this, and it does work. And I wasn't sure about this rainbows, but they work. This is, in my opinion, a very pretty knife and a very useful knife as far as a cutting tool. Oh, and comfortable. And I didn't think I would like how it got narrow in the back, but I do. The edges are rounded. There's nothing here to cut you. And it's just gorgeous. When we take a peek at this, okay, I want to look at this, what the lockup is. Oh, interesting. So the lock is deeper. I mean, a lot of button locks are near the top. And you guys can see right there, that's what you want to look at, is what your button goes into. And that is cut out, looks like, let me look at it. Yeah, that's cut out very good most of the way. Even on my Civivi and some other knives, they just drill out like half. And they come in at an angle, and you know, whenever you're grinding hardened material like this, it's going to wear on your tools, on the bits you're using to grind. And so they don't want to go and do all that grinding. But when it comes to being a user and getting solid lockup, you guys check out other knives. This doesn't have any of that. Just some knives just have movement. They kind of click, 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 click. That's because your button is not seated fully into this area here. So, good job, Twosun. Okay. Thanks for your time, guys.